Preston, go ahead and just describe the ability to come back and kind of win a difficult game on the road.
Yeah, all I can really say is God is good. God is good. It was an unbelievable team win. I think we had a great back and forth. The defense came up with 2 huge stops in the second half to keep us alive. Obviously in the first half especially, but throughout the whole game we were able to run the ball very effectively, which made my job really easy. And guys, everyone stepped up in the second half, was making plays. Jake Bailey, Keyshawn, J. Hud at the end. It was just an unbelievable team win.
You guys came in 6-0 in conference. A couple of those had been really lopsided. To come into a place where Memphis was 8-2, beat them on the road for either one of you, what did this game say either to the public or to even the guys within your locker room? What did this say about what this team is?
It just says a lot. This was a big game coming in. Hats off to Memphis. They're a great team. But, we just stayed together. We bonded. We just fought through, and, that's what put us over the top.
I just piggyback off of that. I mean, there's always what you guys put in the media, and there's always the outside noise. But at the end of the day, it's about us. I think Coach Lashley had a really, really good message to us this week of just preaching to us gratitude. Be grateful for the moment, grateful for the guys that we have within this locker room, and I think you can see today that there's a real brotherhood out there, and that's what got us the win.
Preston, first half, you only have 8 pass attempts. You have 8 in the third quarter alone. Just what was it that got that opening up, just the run game doing what it did in the first half and then opening up some things for you in the pass game in the second half?
Absolutely, I think that's what it was. Is we were able to run the ball very effectively in the first half, to where they had to start putting more guys in the box, and then I think it started with our, that first big play was Keyshawn on the little scramble drill, was able to hit him, and then once we got our tempo going, I think we were able to lock them into a few calls to where we were able to take shots down the field, and guys just kept making plays. So they gave us the one-on-ones, and I felt like our guys were better, and they made plays.
How big is that? I know the pass game can sometimes be a rhythm thing, but to have trust in yourself, have trust in your receivers, to maybe not have that rhythm going into that and just being able to generate that on the fly.
Yeah, I mean, all it takes is one to break the seal. And like I said, I think that was Keyshawn at the beginning, and then it was Keyshawn again, and then it was Bucci, and then J. Hud came up with some big plays. Jake and Junior both had some big plays. So, like I said, all it takes is one, and then once we were able to get our tempo going, get into a rhythm, it was game over from there.
I was going to ask you, how important is it in a game of this magnitude to come up with a turnover early, which you converted?
It's very important, especially being there at their place. We got to win the turnover battle. So, that's what we try to go out there and do. Got on the first drive. Offense was out there, was able to get points off of it. That's what we work for.
You guys have Navy next week, but there is a postseason down the road. Did you all need, as this team grows and evolves, did you all need a game like this, a back-and-forth game against one of the other heavyweights in the conference?
Absolutely, yeah. There's, I think any time that you can get tested by a really good team, regardless of the outcome, it's good for us, And I think that's something that we did a really good job of, was surrendering that outcome and just staying present all week. We knew this game had high stakes, and we knew that it was going to be a big moment for us. And at the end of the day, especially when it came down to the wire like that in the fourth quarter, it was just about trusting us, trusting in the foundation that we built, trusting the culture that we have, and there's a lot that you can think about in the future, but we got to finish out the season strong against Navy. They're a really good team.
Ahmad, this defense has dominated some games and just not allowed opposing offenses to do much of anything. I know last week UNT was able to have that first half. You guys then shut them down in the second half. What's it like mentally, that shift, knowing that there's going to be some back and forth, that this offense is one of the best ones you've played, that you're not going to get as many stops, but that you've got to keep going out there and working at it?
I mean, they got good players just like we got good players. So, it's just about playing the next play. They came out there, they was getting on us fast. They was moving the ball down the field until I came up with the pick. But, it's just about, just playing the next play, just staying focused.
Preston, I'm curious about your thoughts about the guys in front of you who kept you upright. You didn't have Hiron White tonight, today. Then you lost Marcus Bryant. Do you even notice when the different pieces go in and out of that group in front of you?
Yeah, I mean, Hiron and Marcus are unbelievable players, and they've been foundational for keeping me safe and keeping me protected all year. But to be honest, I really don't notice much of a difference at all when we rotate those next guys in. I think our starting at 5 linemen are far and away the best linemen in the conference, but there's really not much of a drop-off at all from the first guys that go out and the second guys that rotate in. So obviously I think PJ did a great job stepping in. He's a really, really good player, and he's going to have a really good future here. And it made my job a lot easier. Not only what they were able to do in the passing game protecting me, but being able to consistently run the ball all afternoon was huge.
Preston, talk about the impact that LJ gave you with Knighton being out.
Yeah, it was definitely a bit of a devastating blow to lose Rooster that early. But LJ is probably the most just steady and consistent running back I've ever played with. He, you give him the ball, you know something that you're going to get a positive out of it. And whether it was the 3 or 4 yards gains that helped us stay ahead of the chains, or it was the 10, 15-yard gains that he was able to break loose. LJ is just an unbelievable player and a great guy in the locker room.
My defense had, I think they were only back-to-back punts of the game late that allowed the 2-score lead finally to happen. Just how big were those? I think you had a 3-and-out where you didn't give up anything, and then had one where you gave up a couple of yards but didn't give up much. Just those kind of drives in key moments, just how big was that for this defense?
It's real good to go out there and get a stop late in the third and fourth quarter, Just hats off to our D-line. Our D-line, they make everything much easier. You could tell he was getting a little rattled back there, so, we started playing better on the back end. So we just played good defensive ball.
When you talk about goals at the beginning of the year, people talk about bowl games and conference championships. You all have an opportunity now to go undefeated in conference if you get the result next week. How important is that to you guys? Where does that rank on your priority list?
We worry about Navy right now, one game at a time.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, we got to beat Navy. I think going back and looking at the whole year, I don't think we played as well as we could have played, definitely from an offensive standpoint in our non-conference play. And once we got non-conference under our belt, Coach Lashley just kept saying to us, from week 1 of conference play, you're saying the number is 8, and then we beat, Charlotte was our first conference game, and then the number was 7, and 6, and 5, and now we're down to 1 with Navy, and that's a big number 1 because Navy's always a really, really good team, and you can't take a week off whenever you play Navy. So it can be tempting to want to look at the big picture and look at undefeated in conference play, but I think if we can just stay present and focus on beating Navy, that the rest is going to take care of itself.
Anything else, guys?
I know this is probably going to get a very similar answer, but as far as some things that this team has already accomplished with, an undefeated road conference season, winning here for the first time in a long time, a chance now to win and get in, control your own destiny for playing for a conference championship. What does that mean for a program that has the history that this program has, that hasn't been recent, to now be bringing that back into the conversation?
It means a lot. SMU has a lot of history behind football, so, it just feels good getting back to that SMU football that everybody's used to. So, it just feels good being a good football team for SMU.